years ago, I drew up a study plan, and it might interest you to know that 3 years is not such a long time. Let me tell you a quick story. My mom met a pastor who had an avocado tree in his compound, and she wished to have a tree like that. Without hesitation, he gave her a fruit, and she brought it home. We ate it, and she gave me the seed to plant. Now, the seed is a big tree. Why am I saying this? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Start yours today. You have drawn up your timetable and you have allocated time to the different subjects. Now, let me introduce you to the various topics I have studied over the past 3 years. Young comrades, no examination board will manufacture any question from anywhere. That's why you have to read wide and understand the topics. This is my study plan. For SS1 first term, we have nature of matter. We know matter exists in three forms: solid, liquid, and gas. For classification of elements, elements are classified as metals, metalloids, and non-metals. Compound and mixture. Then we have the separation techniques. We have various types of separation techniques, which is fractional distillation, sieving, crystallization, and so on. Purifying of substances. So it's that simple. Those are the topics for SS1 first term. I read atoms. Atom is the smallest part of an element that can neither be created nor destroyed. Then we have moles. Formula, equation. Constant exposure to these elements will enable you to memorize their names and know where they are on the periodic table. There are 4 laws of chemical combination. There are 4 laws of combination which describes chemical changes. Learn all 4. And then we end the term with balancing of equation. For SS1 third term, I read on atomic structure, where Dalton said that atoms are indestructible particles of an element. Isotopy is a phenomenon whereby atoms of elements exhibit different mass numbers and have the same atomic number. Learn the principles and elements in the periodic table. That is all we have for the first year. Like I said, the examination board cannot ask you questions from anywhere. It is from what you have read that they can ask you these questions. That's why you should open up to all these topics and have a better understanding of the topics. Senior secondary too. I read on periodic laws, that is the kinetic energy of matter, diffusion and osmosis, temperature conversion, verification of Charles' law, and others. For practical class, hydrogen diffuses at a much faster rate than air, and carbon dioxide diffuses at a much slower rate than air. Oxidation and reaction, mole ratio and mass relationship. Mole ratio and mass relationship, that is the study of stoichiometry. Volumetric and qualitative analysis. For the practical class, read for the different titration and Burette reading. Molar mass, water of crystallization, solubility of substances. My advice for the practical class is to make it as interesting as possible if you don't have access to the laboratory, especially when revising questions on qualitative analysis. Types of reactions: electrolysis, electrode potentials, electrochemical series, where you have the ionic theories. We also have Faraday's first and second law of electrolysis, electroplating, electric charges and source of electricity, air and flame. For the practical class, study molten lead 2 oxide. SS2 second term, chemical equilibrium, air and water. For the practical class, hydrogen bonds in air to produce water, and another practical is to find out if dialysis can take place in both true and false solution. Then also learn solubility graph. SS2 third term, oxygen oxide, hydrogen peroxide, ozone, and the laboratory preparation. Sulfur and its compounds. The laboratory preparation of sulfur 4 oxide. Nitrogen and its compound, nitrogen circle, metals and their compounds. Principle of metal extraction. Group 1, 2, 3, 4 elements and their properties, both physical and chemical. Types of ions and their uses. Alloys, their compounds and uses. SS3 first term. Red hydrocarbons, classification of hydrocarbons, formation of crude oil and natural gases, crude oils producing region of the world, exploration and drilling, fractional distillation of crude oil, treatment of crude oil fractions, products of oil, unsaturated hydrocarbons, alkaloids, alkanoic and carboxylic acid, fat and oil, natural and synthetic polymers, carbohydrates and protein, amines and amides. Stereochemistry is the study of structure in 3 dimensions. We also have phenomena of isomerism, classification of organic compounds. Then for the practical class we have cracking of medicinal paraffin. Then petroleum and its effects on the Nigerian economies and environment. We also have the laboratory preparation of methane and ethane, combustion, oxidation, esterification and dehydration. SS3 second term. We have nuclear reaction, simple molecule and their shapes, metallic bonding, metals and their compounds, alloy, introduction to qualitative analysis, tests for anions, volumetric analysis, the development of chemical industry, industrial uses of coal and petroleum, then the division of chemical industry, the importance of industrial chemistry, supply and demand. There's also supply and demand in chemistry, not just economy. Lastly, chemistry of Earth and space, type of spectra and space travel. The Earth is made up of 3 things: the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and lithosphere. It's worth knowing that in April 1961, the first man, Yuri Gagarin, was launched into space. Then, in July 1969, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin landed on the moon. With this information and dedication, you can actually go through your textbook at least 3 times before writing any examination in chemistry. Please subscribe to my channel and share to those who need support in understanding chemistry. And I really appreciate all those liking and sharing my videos. Thank you.